The prosecution and defense have now rested in the federal hate crimes trial for 3 men convicted of killing Ahmaud Arbery. Today, several witnesses testified to the character of Travis McMichael and his father, Greg. Our Joe Ripley is here with the key developments from court. Joe?
Yeah, good evening. The prosecution here trying to prove the 3 men murdered Ahmaud Arbery because he was black. Today, we heard from the McMichaels' neighbors and former co-workers who all described both as using racial slurs on several occasions. A warning to some of you, you might find the language used disturbing. Marcus Arbery Sr. made the slow walk to the courthouse Friday, bracing for more testimony about the men standing trial for federal hate crimes and his son Ahmaud Arbery's death. A weapons expert with the GBI determined Travis McMichael's shotgun was nearly touching Arbery when Travis fired it. After seeing the weapon that took his son's life, Marcus left the courtroom. The prosecution spoke to a neighbor of the McMichaels. The neighbor said Greg McMichael rented out houses. The neighbor says he once called a renter, quote, a big fat black woman and referred to her as the walrus. The neighbor added that McMichael said he cut off the woman's air conditioning during the summer, saying, quote, you should have seen how fast her big black came with the rent check.
It was just a damn melee.
He took off running. He never knew. Stopped. He come out of the truck running at us. I told him stop, stop, stop till he hit me.
Travis McMichael's former boss later testified that Travis called him the day he shot Arbery, but when cell phone video that William Roddy Bryan recorded was released in May, McMichael's boss said he was shocked and upset to learn Travis lied to him about claiming self-defense.
All that was lies. Ahmaud hadn't stole anything, but what he did was he called his employer to try to cover his own behind.
One of Travis McMichael's former co-workers who once dated a black man said Travis told her, quote, once you go black, you're in a wheelchair. She said Travis called her a lover more than once. She says she didn't report the comments out of fear because Travis was her supervisor. 11 Alive legal analyst Paige Pate says the prosecution presented ample evidence for the jury to consider.
So if you have defendants who are publicly, at least within their group, their friends, their neighbors, their co-workers, expressing racial hatred in those conversations, then it's not a long jump to them committing a crime motivated by race.
All right, so let's update you on the timing of this trial. Both the prosecution and the defense will present closing arguments on Monday. Then after that, the jury will deliberate to come up with a verdict. You can read up on those charges each defendant faces over at 11alive.com.